In the 30 years that I've owned a business, I've been through everything, recessions. Nothing has affected me the way this COVID-19 has. Changes cost in the thousands of dollars.
We'll sanitize your luggage upon arrival. We do a deep clean in that room and seal that room with a piece of tape on the door jamb so you know that no one else has been in that room before you arrive.
One of the safety precautions we took around the club was to put signage on every other cardio piece here in our cardio areas.
We are absolutely thinking no touch of any of the merchandise.
People aren't going to be allowed to bring in their purse. People are not going to be allowed to bring in their Starbucks. It's just going to be one person and that's it.
If we are restricted to 25% capacity and have to do things like sanitize seats between shows or put disposable seat covers on between shows, it could be way tough.
Overnight, we've gone from, a place to go get a workout to we're automatically dirty and we're infested with this virus or something. And some of the guidelines that have been thrown around both from our industry and outside of the industry are interesting and even ridiculous in some cases. So we're getting close to reopening. Santa Clara County is tough. I'm probably more anxious than excited. It's going to be different, and it's a walk into the unknown. My name is Jerry McCall, and I'm the owner and operator of American Barbell Clubs here in Silicon Valley. And I've been at this for 38 years, and it's been both rewarding and it's been very difficult. I've received emails, and they wanted me to open 6 months ago and defy all the rules. I'd hate to tangle with this virus, but I will be in my club. I'm going to come forward and show that I'm out here doing this, and I think with some of the preventative measures that we're asked to do that we could probably manage this. One of the safety precautions we took around the club was to put signage on every other cardio piece here in our cardio areas, and we're going to want to see a mask when you walk in and when you walk out of the club, and a lot of points in between. This idea that they're going to be asphyxiated from wearing their mask is kind of nonsensical. Right here in front of you, we have these little stands that we've put together, and we'll have a roll towel and our spray disinfectant on them. This is in addition to every pail and roll towel dispenser we have around the club. We're adding more. There are recommendations which I'm thankful for. We'll abide by a lot of them. Some of them are just unmanageable. A reservation system. I mean, you can't do that. Some of the club chains are, we're gonna be open for an hour and then close every hour for cleaning, this sort of thing. You'd have, fights at your front door. We'll let people manage it. You come into any of my clubs, they're big, they're full of equipment. That's now an advantage. We don't want to micromanage people too heavily. We want to let people's adult instincts take over, but we will keep an eye on things. A lot of this is up to you. Bring a mask, make sure you have a mask, and perhaps begin to think that a fitness regimen is a serious thing to undertake as we can see what this virus has done. So come on back.
We were one of the industries that were hurt the most, but yet nobody ever hurt us. Other salon owners, half of us will be able to come back to our salons, half of us lost our salons. That is just so sad because we didn't get the financial backup that we needed. I'm Nomi Woods, and I'm the owner of Beauty Lounge and Wine Bar. We provide hair color, color correction, nail services, skin care, facials, waxing. It's a one-stop shop. You also get to indulge in our extensive wine list.
We create magic, and our hands are magic, and what we envision and what we see and give back to our clients is everything.
In the 30 years that I've owned a business, I've been through everything, recessions. Nothing has affected me the way this COVID-19 has. Changes costing the thousands of dollars. Before the COVID-19, we were able to have multiple clients at one time. After, we'll be able only to have one client at a time. I don't think we'll ever catch up. What's lost is lost. All the services that we were able to provide, that's gone. When the client arrives, she's going to have to text each individual hairstylist. As they come in, their temperature will be taken. Also, they will have to sign a waiver, and this is for their protection as well as for ours. Clients are concerned about blow dries. We're not going to be able to provide that as of now due to the fact that when you use a blow dry, since COVID-19, the germs are airborne.
There's so much sanitation and disinfection and partitions, disposable drapes, disposable aprons, things like that to basically eliminate all of the touching of surfaces. People aren't going to be allowed to bring in their purse. People are not going to be allowed to bring in their Starbucks. People are not going to be allowed to bring in their kids. It's just going to be one person and that's it.
We have to stay on top of all the sanitation and disinfecting guidelines. Otherwise, we could be cited, or worse, we can even be closed down.
I've just scheduled at least in half an hour just to make sure it's fully cleaned, it's aired out, and everything's wiped down and sanitized.
It's already hard enough to wear masks for 10 to 12 hours a day, standing on your feet, but we're also going to be wearing visors that come from the bottom and work their way up. We're going to have plastic aprons.
There hasn't been an increase or an upcharge. We're just more thankful that they waited or that they are coming back and they're excited to see us just as much as we're excited to see them.
We're going to open June 17th and we're ecstatic.
We're going to come through this stronger and smarter.
I have such a great team. We've been able to work together and we'll get through this together.
In the early part of April, we actually closed, so we've been closed nearly 3 months now, and it was the saddest day of my career. My name's Edward Rowe. I'm the general manager here at the beautiful Fairmont Sonoma Mission Inn and Spa. So the main thing is the protocols to make sure that everything is correctly sanitized and we keep our social distance from the guests and the guests from us. We have a 48-hour waiting period or just resting period where we strip the room and just let it rest for 48 hours before we check the next guest in. We have the Perspex glass screens at the front desk, and our staff are all going to be wearing face masks. We have hand sanitizer stations throughout the property from when you arrive on the front drive, at the front desk, in our food and beverage outlets, by all the touch points of elevators, and also we have signage as well. Upon arrival, we will be issuing face masks to our guests and encouraging them to wear them well indoors around the property. And we also have these amenity kits, which has hand sanitizer and wipes, as well as a mask in the kits for every single guest who are staying with us.
We will send a pre-arrival confirmation letter, and it'll outline all the protocol. We'll sanitize your luggage upon arrival, and we'll make sure that we do a deep clean in that room. And then we'll go ahead and seal that room with a piece of tape on the door jamb so you know that no one else has been in that room before you arrive.
There is a whole checklist that we've had to go through that has to be signed off by my boss to say that it's okay for us to open on July the 1st. It's everything from bringing back the colleagues, 2 hours of training with regards to our temperature check protocols and our health check protocols for our colleagues coming into work, mandatory PPE for our colleagues, masks, gloves in high touch point areas, making sure there's social distancing in our employee cafeteria. All those things are part of the protocols to make sure that not only are our colleagues safe, but also our guests safe at the same time. Our room service is suspended at the moment until we find more out about how COVID-19 is being passed from one person to another. Unfortunately, the spa isn't going to be opening July the 1st. We're still waiting for Sonoma County to give their guidance on spas being opened. But the main pool is going to be open. We have social distancing of 6 feet between every 2 lounge chairs out by the pool. We also have cabanas as well, where you can have, as a family, have your own cabana with 4 sun lounges in it, where you can also keep your social distance from other guests staying here at the hotel. We know that it's impacting our business levels. When we have to rest a room for 48 hours, when we have to limit the capacity at the pool, when we have to keep our social distance, when we aren't offering the shuttle service into town or valley parking, that's hurting our business financially short term. But we are true believers that the long term it is the right thing to do, because then the guests will have the confidence to know that staying with us was a safe thing to do.
We're considered one of the top 10 historic theaters in the country. It's strange, it's almost ghostly to see the place abandoned like this and just empty and waiting. This has become such a void in the lives of people who love movies, and it's hopefully a very temporary thing. Alan Michon, and I'm the owner of the Grand Lake Theater. We were one of the first theaters to shut down here in the Bay Area. As a responsible operator, I don't want to put my customers at risk. I don't want to put my staff at risk. And so we closed the theater on March 15th. Personally, I will probably be one of the last theaters to open and not jump the gun, because I want safety. The studios might decide to push back the big releases. Obviously, with no film to play, it makes no sense to open anyway. See what the industry does. I can't even imagine showing any movies until mid-July. And I think by that time, we'll have a really much better idea of where we are in the contagion and where we are in the regulations. If we are restricted to 25% capacity and have to do things like sanitize seats between shows or put disposable seat covers on between shows, it could be way tough. If the guidelines and rules and regulations really don't allow us to operate in a way that we can even break even, we might be better off waiting. I just don't know yet. When we get to the point of where it's real that, okay, you have to do these things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on specific dates, whatever, we'll see whether we can make it work. AMC is talking about bankruptcy, and some of these other firms are talking about bankruptcy, and I could see how that's possible if you have hundreds of locations. I only have to pay my mortgage on this building, and I can wait. The question is it going to be this summer, or is it going to be Christmas, or is it going to be next summer? I don't know. We'll bring this all back, and we'll bring it back as soon as we can, as soon as we safely can, and we look forward to that day.
My name is Lily, and I'm the owner of Queen Hippie Gypsy here in Oakland. We are Oakland's first Black-owned Crystal Botanica. We will definitely implement the mask requirements. We are absolutely thinking no touch of any of the merchandise. Folks kind of give us what they're looking for, what their intentions are, and then we can guide them to the stone that they need without ever touching a stone. My goal is that folks can begin to re-enter, but we're limiting the capacity and limiting the head count. We'll allow folks to come in, and they'll get to come and experience the store, because it's a little piece of magic for us. The next morning was when I came in, and that's when I saw the damage. I just energetically felt the hurt. Folks were rallying up to help fix the window immediately, and I said, no, this is a silent protest for now. If folks were only here for Black Lives Matter, they would have not damaged that window.
Do you feel that the property damage has delayed this implementation?
Oh yeah, because the focus has gone off of the COVID measures that we need to get up to speed with, but now we're looking at the reconstruction of the front of our store. A lot of people reached out and recommended that we start a GoFundMe. Just with COVID alone, trying to get ourselves up to code, that's gonna cost us. And so I figured, you know what? After all of this, I think it's time. We just reached the goal. We're ready. We're ready to get started. The support, it goes a long way. We're so grateful, and all we're gonna do is pour it right back into the community. Guess what? We're gonna fund jobs.
Honestly, this is about healing. People have lost people.
Yeah.
People have lost jobs. People have lost homes. So if there's a time for healing, it's right now. So we'll continue to provide it.
If you find that you're unable to sustain the business and you do have to close, do you have anything else planned out?
Let me tell you, that's not gonna happen.
We don't talk like that.
So we don't think like that. That's the difference in us. That's why we're here. We don't think like that. We're gonna succeed.